As dawn's first light spills across London, the city begins to stir from its slumber. Soft hues of gold and rose paint the sky, reflected in the tranquil waters of the River Thames, where the gentle lapping of waves creates a serene melody. Beneath the towering silhouette of Tower Bridge, Eli, a solitary fisherman in his 60s, stands by the riverbank. With practiced ease, he casts his line into the depths, relishing these early moments of solitude before the city awakens to its daily rhythm. The air is crisp, carrying the faint sounds of distant footsteps and the gentle rustle of leaves. Eli closes his eyes for a moment, breathing in the familiar scents of the river, wet earth, algae, and the sweet promise of a new day. This ritual is more than just fishing. It is his sacred time, a connection to the river's ancient pulse, where countless stories linger just beneath the surface, waiting to be unearthed. Eli sat quietly at the edge of the Thames, the familiar rhythm of the water lapping against the shore a comforting backdrop to his thoughts. Over the years, he had grown to cherish these moments of solitude where the world seemed to pause just for him. In his 60s, with a weathered face etched by time and weather, Eli embodied the spirit of the river, a vessel of memories, waiting for the tides of the day to guide him. His fishing spot beneath Tower Bridge was sacred. It held whispers of countless mornings where the serenity soothed his soul. The gentle breeze carried distant echoes of the bustling city, a reminder of life moving on above while he remained anchored in this intimate space. Each cast of his line was not just a quest for fish, but a ritual that connected him to the history and secrets flowing beneath the surface. This solitude, he mused, was where he truly belonged. Eli stood at the edge of the River Thames, the faint light of dawn illuminating his favorite fishing spot beneath the grand arch of Tower Bridge. With practiced ease, he laid out his gear, tackle box filled with lures and a sturdy rod worn smooth from years of use. Each item held memories, like old friends gathered for a quiet moment. As he prepared his line, the gentle splash of water became a familiar symphony, harmonizing with the distant hum of the waking city. He often reflected on the countless mornings spent here, the echoes of laughter and whispered secrets floating above him, almost tangible in the crisp air. This ritual was more than just casting a line. It was his sanctuary, a dialogue with the river that had cradled him through life's storms. Today, however, the air felt charged with possibility, as if the river was holding its breath, ready to share its stories. Eli felt a powerful tug on his line, startling him from his reverie. The sudden jolt of resistance surged through the fishing rod, pulling him instinctively into action. Heart racing, he tightened his grip and began to reel in with deliberate effort. The water splashed and shimmered, creating an ethereal dance of sunlight and waves, as if the river itself was unveiling a hidden secret. As the creature broke the surface, Eli's breath caught in his throat. It wasn't just a fish, but a mesmerizing being, crowned with iridescent scales that shimmered in colors he had never witnessed before. Astonishment flooded him, eclipsing his collective years of fishing. "What are you?" he whispered, incredulity filling the air. In that charged moment, the creature spoke, its voice a soft murmur that resonated with the depth of time. Eli's world tilted. He had unintentionally hooked something beyond the ordinary, a spirit, a guardian of the River Thames. Eli stared in disbelief as the shimmering fish hovered just above the water's surface, its iridescent scales reflecting the dawn's light in vibrant hues. In a voice that resonated with the gentle flow of the Thames, the creature spoke, revealing itself as the spirit of the river. "I have waited long for one who listens," it murmured, its voice dripping with ancient wisdom. Eli's heart raced, a mixture of excitement and skepticism flooding his mind. He had spent years alone beneath Tower Bridge, yet never had he imagined conversing with a mythical being. The fish continued, recounting stories woven into the very fabric of London, tales of fierce mariners navigating turbulent waters, treasures lost to the depths, and whispers of love that echoed through time. As Eli listened, he felt an undeniable connection forming, bridging the gap between his solitary existence and the vibrant history of the river that cradled his dreams. The shimmering fish began to weave through the water, its voice a gentle current that flowed into Eli's ears. "For centuries I have watched over this river, cradling the secrets of all who have traversed its waters. I have seen mariners set sail with dreams, only to be ensnared by the tides of fate." Eli leaned closer, captivated, as the fish recounted tales of lost treasures hidden beneath the silt, golden coins from shipwrecks and love letters that never reached their destination, carried away by the relentless flow of time. The spirit spoke of the evolution of London, how the river served as a lifeblood, connecting distant shores and diverse lives. Each story unfurled like the delicate petals of a flower, and Eli felt each thread of history intertwine with his own journey. The river's depths were not just a sanctuary for fish. They resonated with the heartbeat of a city and the untold stories waiting to rise to the surface. As the spirit of the Thames delved deeper into its tales, Eli's heart swelled with emotion. The ethereal voice spoke of ancient mariners whose lives were intertwined with the river's currents, charting courses filled with hope and despair. He envisioned brave souls setting sail, their hearts ablaze with dreams, only to be met with tempestuous waters that either crushed them or carried them to new shores. The spirit wove stories of lost treasures, from sunken ships to forgotten loves, each whisper echoing with the laughter and tears of those who had tread the banks of the Thames. Eli felt himself transported through time, connecting the struggles faced by these mariners with his own forgotten dreams. In that moment, he understood. His solitary fishing was a thread in a vast tapestry of stories, each life a ripple upon the water, resonating in harmony with the spirit's rich narrative, shaping the world above. As the spirit continued its ethereal narration, Eli found himself entranced by the shimmering surface of the river, a canvas reflecting life and time. The narratives flowed like water, intertwining with his memories, each wave echoing the struggles he had faced. He had often felt adrift, battling the currents of loneliness and doubt, questioning his choices in life. Yet, as the spirit spoke of mariners lost to storms and lovers separated by tides, Eli understood that their stories mirrored his own. The river, alive with these emotions, became a metaphor for change, a constant reminder that life was a series of fleeting moments to be cherished. He began to see his solitude not as a burden, but as a space for reflection and growth. Each tale whispered by the spirit sank deep into his heart, urging him to embrace the beauty in transience and the connections that wove them all together. As Eli listened to the spirit of the Thames weave tales of life's fleeting moments, he felt a profound shift within himself. The fish spoke of mariners who had loved fiercely, treasures that shimmered for just a heartbeat before being lost to the depths, and families torn apart by tides of fate. Each story resonated with Eli, illuminating the struggles he had faced in his own life. The river's currents, ever-changing yet eternal, reflected his journey of searching for meaning amidst the chaos. In that crystalline moment, Eli began to understand transience, not as a sorrowful goodbye, but as an invitation to cherish each experience. Just as the river flowed, so too would his moments of joy and sorrow. Embracing this wisdom, Eli breathed deeply, feeling a connection not only to the river, but also to his own past and the stories waiting to be told in the light of day. As the stories flowed between Eli and the spirit of the river, an unexpected bond began to form. In that moment, beneath the iconic Tower Bridge, solitude transformed into companionship. Eli could feel the weight of his years dissolving as he shared his own tales of heartache and joy, reminders of love lost and friendships forged. The spirit listened with a wise compassion, its shimmering eyes reflecting an understanding that transcended time. They spoke of the power of storytelling, how each tale carried the essence of lived experience and the interconnectedness of all existence. Eli understood that sharing his narrative would not just honor his own journey, but also breathe life into the countless stories that lay beneath the surface, waiting to be discovered. Their conversation became a gentle river current, a reminder that even in isolation, one can find fellowship through the woven threads of narrative. The sun continued its ascent, bathing the world in a golden glow, casting long shadows beneath Tower Bridge. As the warmth enveloped him, Eli felt the shift in energy around him. The once tranquil morning was now alive with the bustling pulse of the city as pedestrians hurried by, oblivious to the magic unfolding below. Eli looked up, taking in the joyous laughter of children and the synchronized rhythm of life above, filled with hope and possibility. He realized, for the first time, that his solitude as a fisherman was intertwined with the life of the city, a web of stories yet to be told. The spirit's stories echoed within him, murmuring the truths of connection and the necessity of sharing one's experiences. In that moment, the river transformed from a mere fishing spot to a wellspring of inspiration, urging him to embrace his role as the guardian of these ancient tales and to awaken the storyteller within. Eli felt the weight of the moment settling in as the sun climbed higher in the sky. The water, once a canvas of tranquility, now shimmered with an urgency that mirrored his heart. He looked at the mystical fish, whose iridescent scales glimmered with fading light, and a bittersweet ache formed in his chest. "You've shown me so much," Eli whispered, his voice barely rising above the soft lapping of the river. The fish gazed back, its eyes reflecting centuries of wisdom and warmth. "Every ending is a beginning, Eli," it murmured, filling his thoughts with echoes of the stories they had shared. "Hold on to them. They are your legacy." With each word, Eli wrestled with the prospect of goodbye, wishing to encapsulate this moment in time. The river, vibrant and alive, beckoned onward, yet a part of him yearned to linger here, holding on to the profound connection they had forged in this fleeting encounter. The sun climbed higher, casting a warm, golden glow over the waters of the Thames, illuminating the space between Eli and the mystical fish. A bittersweet silence enveloped them, heavy with the weight of parting. Eli felt a tightness in his chest, the realization that this was their last moment together. "Will I ever see you again?" he asked, his voice barely a whisper. The fish's shimmering scales caught the light, and in its eyes Eli glimpsed centuries of wisdom. "I will always dwell within the stories of this river," it replied softly, each word laced with warmth and reassurance. "Share what you've learned, for every story enriches the tapestry of life." Eli nodded slowly, absorbing the spirit's final words as the creature flicked its tail, sending ripples across the surface. With a final glance, the fish submerged into the depths, leaving Eli with a profound sense of loss and a newfound purpose.